So are we on? Yes, we are. Okay. So, hey everyone, this is Will from Man Productions², and we are back to do a really quick video. Well, yes and no. It'll be sort of a quick video, but not a quick video. At least 10 minutes, or almost 10 minutes. We're going to cover two plugins here. The Encounter Window plugin and the Class Changing plugin that I made. This is going to kind of be the official video for them. I'll do some extra stuff. Well, it'll be the... not the official, I guess, but it'll be the official release video, I guess you could say. Not the official, here's what you do kind of video. I'll do a more professional, in air quotes, video for that. But, so I finally managed to get everything done with the class changer. You can now select a character to change the class of, then you change their class and then go back and change other ones. I've done a little bit more work on doing the tags in the database and restructuring the database class lists so that's in the proper order. So we're just going to go ahead and jump right into it. Well, I shouldn't say it's not done. I still haven't done any of the parameterization or compacting the code, refactoring the code or anything, but it's done in terms of actually working like it's supposed to. So first let's talk about the encounter window. I mentioned that before, previously. Let's see. In the current version of it, though, which I may not have mentioned, I've actually gone through and parameterized it now. So there are a couple things you can change with it in the parameters for the plugin. You can change the window placement. So if you want to change it to a different place on the window, you can do so. Where I have it set up at is on the left and slightly down from the top of the top of the window, because there's a thing that'll show up there when you go to a map. The map name shows up there, so I don't want it covering that up, so I moved it down a bit. You can change the foreground color for the gauge, the background color for the gauge, the font size used for the text, the font color, the font width offset, so how far, how crushed or how not crushed you want the text to look, the gauge text, and then the gauge height. And those are what you can control through the plugin. And then also the credits, make a midget for the original script, and then these two people from RPG Maker Web that helped me figure out some of the problems with it earlier on. So this is how the plugin looks. Plugin defaults look in the actual editor here. So you got these things here. These are the defaults. So this is the settings that you're seeing when you have seen it before. We could change some of these things to make it different, but I'm going to leave them as is. Now for the other plugin, we'll go ahead and just start a game. So I've added these two NPCs here. I'll show you these first so you know what they do. First, this one is just to add more characters to the party. And then this one is that one that was increasing the levels. I've just added some extra stuff to it so that you actually can see what they do, or I can see what they do, instead of just talking to them and having random stuff happen. So you talk to this one once, it'll change your level to 30. Talk to it twice, it changes Felto to a warrior, plus level, and then increases the level by 10. And then the third time, level by 10, everybody. So we're just going to be doing this first level, because we don't really need these other two now. Well, the last one might be interesting for doing higher level things, but theoretically it shouldn't matter. So, let's go to the game. So first things first, I have solved that other problem of having this, so here's what it looks like originally. This is just a copy of the window menu status window that's created, it's the default window. I just copied that code over and then made some changes and moved the placement over to 00 instead of wherever it was at before. So you just select your character and now it shows up automatically. The way that I achieved that was to, I just thought, there's got to be a way to do this so you don't have to because I have code everywhere trying to make this happen automatically. Then I just had the idea, well, I'm on the wrong thing, no wonder. Well, why can't we just stick it in the refresh or something for the actor? Genius. So what I'm doing with it now is I actually have alias the refresh function somewhere here. Let's see if I can find it. Where are you? There. And basically we're just calling the refresh function, and then after that we're saying, okay, check actor classes to see if this class ID has an entry. If it doesn't, then add it, because it should be added. So if the character's current class does not exist in the actor classes array, then add it and set the value of that key to the level. And that's how we get this. So this will work automatically now, no leveling needed or anything like that. There is one issue. I'm not sure if it's really an issue or if it's just because the game in the background is processing things, but I'll show you what I mean. If I add these characters and I come right over here, sometimes the portraits won't load all the way properly. I'm not sure why. Talk to them again, it's fine. So we got our characters here. First things first, let's go. That was interesting. What did I... Huh, that's interesting. Did I already talk to him once by accident? Maybe I did. It's like, no window showed. What's going on? Alright. So we'll go grab our party again. Yeah, see no text. Let me see, F8. Is there some? No? It's weird. Did I do like a typo in that look? In the command or something? Active window, no, it's just all it says. Weird, weird, weird. Oh, that's why. I forgot to set the cell switch variable, of course. Alright. Not really necessary for this, but I'm going to do it anyway because it's annoying that I keep forgetting to do that stuff when I copy event pages. Alright, so, partay. Come to me. Alright, now, there we go. So, talk again, everybody gets plus 30. So now, I've gotten all the first stage classes in the database done, so we'll switch everybody to a different class. So I'll make Felto a warrior. So now he's now a warrior, level 1, with novice level 31 warrior level 1 there. Now if I switch back to novice, he'll still have his level and experience and everything will be properly done. And he'll also have his skills. So if I come out real quick, check out those skills, you see these skills here. Now if I switch back over to a warrior, you should not have any skills. Good. So then, now let's go ahead and change Kyrith to a Lancer. So novice level 10 requirement. And now he's a Lancer. Level 1 Lancer. Let's go ahead and you can see I'm updating here too. Let's change Sirius to a Cleric. And we'll change Dorothy to a Mage. So everything is working now, which is awesome. Now it's changing back and forth. Since I'm already a warrior, I'm just going to do this again. Everybody has 21 now. We'll do it again. 31, 41. I think you have to be at least 40. So, we can check the skills. You see that we have our skills here. So, let's go ahead and try changing from a novice, from warrior to novice, then back to warrior. So I'm going to check, because I haven't actually checked this yet. So, no, okay, skills do not require. Because so I'll need to put in we'll have to check the code. So I'm wondering if we switch to alright, let me see, go to who else has skills? I don't think nobody else has any skills set up, so I can only do it with warrior. Okay, so not quite done. Still have one last thing to fix. So let's go back to warrior. Level 51. I'm betting there's no skills. Okay. One thing to fix. But now let's say that we want to switch to some other class, some higher class. So let's say we want to take Dorothy to. Well, I don't know. Can we do it? The novice is not high enough. I don't think. Wizard. Oh yeah, we can. Never mind. So let's say we want to change Dorothy to a wizard. wizard level 1. So I have to go down to, what's the next one? Warlock. So now we still don't have the required levels for these. But as you can see, this is now working the way it's been intended. So, awesome, looks good. It took me roughly, well, let's see, 1 or 2 days of planning and researching what the hell I needed to do. And then another 3 or so days of actual programming, and then a day and a half or so of plug testing. So probably roughly about a week to make the plugin from scratch, from actual Ruby script, which there is still some in Ruby in here. I had to delete it out. There's a lot of code that we reuse that, well, and here's the problem with this code the way it is. It's not really repeatable because of how these for each loops work. You can't really stick it somewhere and see what, well, maybe this stuff. Maybe. This specific one. And not this one because we actually have, well, I guess we could also do it from this. We would just pass, yeah, we could do that, I guess. We'd have to pass this through as a parameter. I guess we could throw it into a function somewhere. So that may be a little more refactorable than I thought. Yeah, so we got all this Ruby still in here. Actually, everything past that up to here is not even necessary. So the code is actually only about 966 lines long, which is not bad at all. I thought it was going to be longer than that. And it'll shrink down as we continue. But yeah, so that's it. Let's see what else. I guess I'll do this part now, just because. So let's say we want to add a new class in, or add a new supported class or something. Very simple to do. I showed this before. All you have to do is create a new class, put in the requirements in the note section there, note box, and you're done. That's all that you have to do once you have the plugin installed, is this. And everything else runs itself. No other things to change, no other things to add. Just a few things in the note box and you're good to go. Granted, there are probably going to be some conflicts between other scripts. Something I'll have to look into. So I'm going to say anything that would modify game actor, or so that's all this other stuff is custom to this. We are actually, the only thing we're really aliasing is game actor, I think. Game interpreter too. So let's see, anything that changes load data, is database loaded class. Anything that changes the game interpreter, plugin command class, anything that changes init members of game actor, anything that changes level up of game actor, anything that changes the refresh of game actor, we'll probably have to do some merging between the two plugins to get them to work together. Other than that, it's just, plug in and go. Which is awesome. I thought it was going to be a lot more complicated than it was. And it was complicated, but I thought it was going to be like banging your head through a 4-foot concrete wall with another brick wall behind it. Kind of difficult. But it wasn't that difficult. It just took some planning and then some rethinking, because originally what I tried to do with the class list window was to create it out of a window selectable. Well, it is still window selectable, but I tried to base it off of the command list window from the menu command list, but make it a selectable instead of command list. That didn't really work. Then I tried to base it off of the window menu status select window code. That didn't work really either. So what eventually did work was basing it off of the item item window. So when you're in the item window, there's the category window. Then underneath, the second thing that's loaded underneath that is the item list window, and that's what the class list window is based off of. Is that which is what got it working eventually. So, yep, it's working. Happy with it. Got that one skill thing to figure out, but that's easy peasy probably. Probably just need to, in the level up function up here, I need to call something to add any skills that they can learn. But that's going to be it for this live stream. There will be a fuller length video on this to kind of demonstrate the different things and also the two plugins. I'm going to be doing this for these kind of videos for any plugins I create that I plan to release. And we'll see where it goes from there. So, thanks for watching. Comments or questions, if you're watching this after it's been streamed, leave them below in the comment section. And if you haven't done so already, I would appreciate it if you would subscribe to the channel. I will see you on Monday. Well, that's tomorrow. So, see you tomorrow when we upload the new Reciteer and Mon-Wed videos. There we go. Alright, so, hey everyone, this is GeoWill from Man Productions², and what we're going to be doing today is kind of an update on what's going on with the uploads, and also an update, but kind of we're going to go do some interesting thing about with the class changing script. We're going to modify it a bit live on the stream here. First, though, I am currently rendering out, as you can see, the footage for Reciteer and Mon-Wed. So what happened was that I, being a stupid idiot, I continually forget to do this. So what happens is that what usually used to happen was, whenever I get done rendering footage, as soon as it was done, I'd go delete the video files that the footage was, the recordings that the renders are made from, so that I wouldn't get confused and say, okay, I have these to use later or something. So I know they were used. About, I don't know, 4 or 5 months ago, I stopped doing that, and I've been kicking myself ever since, because there's been a couple times I've gotten burned by it. And this is one such time. I thought I had the footage for the parts to just upload them and get them done. Get them rendered out Sunday and uploaded on Saturday, but turns out that footage was from the previous week, or previous 2 weeks, whenever it was the last time we uploaded. So I had to record new footage, and I'm rendering that out now, so the videos will be up by tomorrow at the latest. But so what we're going to be doing today is we're extending the class change script, which I have fully working now. I fixed that one issue where the thing wasn't showing up automatically, the list thing, the entry in the list, skill list. Also fixed some issues revolving around the fact that, for whatever stupid reason, all of the engine default lists, arrays, whatever you want to call them, for the different types of data, all have nulls as the first element in the arrays. Now, why this is a problem is because all arrays and such things are zero indexed. So when you create a JSON, or when you create an array out of JSON using IDs and things like that, rather, if you create an array using just regular stuff, not using like a map or something, like a JSON map or something like that, key value pair, then you have a zero indexed array. So what was happening was that I was getting a bunch of crashes and weird stuff happening because the way I decided to try and fix a problem I was having, where getting rid of a blank slot that was showing up at the very beginning of the list because of that null entry was causing all kinds of problems in terms of accessing things that weren't there, because I was using this. And what this is a list that I use to deal with that problem. It's an array of class names. Well, no, it's an array of not class names, but class IDs that are zero indexed. So it was running into a problem because it was returning a 0 instead of returning like a 1 for novice. And so it was causing issues because they were trying to get the property name of an undefined object. So I had to go through and figure out how to fix that, and I did. So a lot of weird and kind of crazy code in here to deal with all that, but I'm going to be going through and trying to refactor some of it. But what we're going to be doing today is we're going to be adding in some new features. First thing I want to do is I'm going to add in some new parameters that allow us to turn on and off these different features. For example, we're going to be adding a particular cost to being able to class change. So, for example, it could be anything. In this case, we're going to be adding two different features that do the same thing that you can enable either or at the same time. And what that will do is it'll allow you to have the cost to change a class be in gold, or the cost being like a particular type of item that you can make. Like, for example, let's say that you want to have like a some sort of collectible item, I don't know, weird item X that you collect as you go through the game, and then you can use those items to then pay for a class change, or use that in addition with gold. So, and we're going to make it a little bit more, put a little bit more meat to the system, if you will. And then we're also going to base the cost off of the. Not really sure how we're going to base the cost off. It shouldn't be. I mean, we could do it with a note tag. So in the requirements, or underneath the requirements or something, we put cost, or in the requirements, we can put a cost thing for what it would cost. Or we could somehow take the sum total of the levels of the requirements, and then do some sort of algorithm on it and come out with a value that would be what the cost would be. But so the first things we're going to do is we're going to add new parameters here. So let's add some new rows here. Alright, so at param enable gold cost. So description. Turn this on to enable gold payments for class changes. To modify, well, what we'll do is we'll create an algorithm or some sort of math formula in a plugin, in a parameter. Then we'll pull that in and use an eval on it using some way, either with the sum total of the levels or some other way to calculate it. To modify the cost, change the cost formula in the next parameter. Now we'll say the default will be false. Enable item cost. Of course, we'll need to modify the window a bit to deal with this. There's actually a little bit of space that we can kind of coax out of it, because if you look at the window itself, there is some space that we can put in between the actor status window and the well, I'll show you. Let me go back to Cleria real quick. I actually added in a shop that will. Oh, and that's the that's Hellenden. Hellenden. Yeah. So this is that other town that we're gonna have in the first area. But added in a new shop here for class changing. So I'll just go ahead and put a quick start here. player. Okay, yes. So if you look here, let's select novice here. So we have all this space here on the on this novice window, the stat these stat information windows. So we could what we could try and do is maybe pull this down and stack this on top of it, move the picture up, or we can just move these up a bit so they're closer to that, and then pull the window up to the bottom of this. Out of the image so that just kind of doesn't look all weird and cut off there. That will give us quite a bit of space here where we could then throw in a new window that will show the cost if it's enabled to change to the particular class. I tried around with making this similar to this, but I think, well, eventually this will have to become this, except not selectable. Just because, we have to have someone to be able to scroll, because you can do like all these classes that go into. So that's something I'll have to figure out. It might actually work the way it's supposed to now. I haven't actually put enough stuff in here to test it yet. So what we're going to do is we're going to make some changes so that whenever we have either the item cost and or the gold cost enabled, that this will be drawn differently than it is now. Because we'll need that extra window space, this extra space down there for a new window that will show the cost. So, enable item cost. Let's go ahead and finish off the params here. So, desk. Turn this on to enable payment for class changes using an item. This can be used alongside the gold cost. Designate item to use. Parameter below. Of course, we need to set up this parameter. Set param. And then we need to add another one here. Or wait, we need the defaults, right. So the default will be required for this option. Alright, so the default will be so AVG class levels math.floor. Start with that. AVG class levels